Good morning, everyone. Welcome you to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce Next Level Business Workshop. We are excited to have you in here today. Make sure you come in and say hello in the chat. Good morning. How you doing? We will get started at exactly 10:05. So make sure you come on in, say hello, share this so that you can join. We're going to go live on Facebook in a few moments so that you can share it with people that may not know about this opportunity right now. This is part of our technical assistance workshops with the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. So be sure to introduce yourself in the chat. I already see a few. I see Gasoline got her cut and paste ready. That's good. I love that to promote your business. Remember, this is a networking opportunity. We may not be in person in a workshop, but we want to make sure that you are pushing your business, letting people know what you do. You never know who is in the room and who may need your services. So make sure you're putting who you are, what's your business, how people can get in touch with you during this time. So we look forward to having you join us. And while I get the Chamber of Commerce, we'll be going live on Facebook in less than 2 minutes. So I'm very excited for all of you to be here today for our Next Level Business series. This has been part of a series we've been doing over the past 2 years. I'm going from the ABCs of business to talk about the basics of business, all the way now into the next level, where we want you to take that next step to scale and put your business in a position to where you can scale. So it's been part of a series we've been doing. So I look forward to this conversation. We have two of our members here today that we are very excited for you to be a part of. I like to see the chat, all the good mornings, good mornings. All right, I see you, Valerie. All right, the virtual assistant. If your business need a virtual assistant, see you have a VLB Pearl Corp. So make sure y'all put your information in the chat so I can shout you out. Say hello. All right, and we're going to go live on Facebook. All right. I want to welcome everyone to the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce and the SBA Community Navigator Program Technical Assistance Workshop. At the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, we are the Black and Minority Business Organization for South Florida. And we do these workshops to make sure that business owners all across South Florida and Miami-Dade County get expert advice on topics directly related to business growth and development. This series that we've been doing for the past year, this Next Level Business series, really helped you understand what you need to do in order to get your business back in together, how you can read a contract, read a bid, and any of these things. Feel free to check out our webinar page on our website if you want to go back to some of our past webinars where we brought in experts to really give you all the details you need in order to grow. This Navigator program and our Navigator program, these technical assistance workshops, is part of what we do as Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. We partnered with the Miami-Dade Business Navigator program, which is housed by the FIU Small Business Development Center hub. And what they do, we've partnered with the SBA to get funding from the American Rescue Act Plan to create a program where we have a hub, which is based at the FIU's Small Business Development Center. And we are, the chamber is one of the spokes. So we have a consortium of businesses that are here to provide support to minority, women-owned, veteran, LGBTQ-owned businesses throughout Miami-Dade County. And these folks are branches, Prospera, the EDC of South Dade, Ascendus. We're all here to make sure that you have the wraparound services you need in order to get support for your business. As the number one, employers of people here in America, small businesses are the backbone of this country. So the government wanted to invest in making sure that backbone was strong, and they gave funding to each of us as organizations to be able to provide support and services to you. So we are excited because as a chamber, we bring together some of the top professionals in different industries to network, to grow. And these technical assistance workshops gives them an opportunity to share their insight and knowledge with you. And today we have two very special guests who are our members. We have Jack Hakiman, who is the CEO and Business Growth Advisor for Global Presence Enterprises. He's going to tell us more about marketing, and after that, we'll bring up Patrick. So without further ado, I want to bring up Jack to really share and provide. So Jack, come on up for me. And while Jack comes on, we want to make sure that all those continue in the chat, say hello. I see we have a few people in the chat that said hello. We got Kim Hunter Hearn with shopsandshops.com, e-commerce platform. We have Chinedo Okoro, Continental and Global Services, janitorial distribution company, providing office supplies, cleaning supplies, and food disposable. We have Jessica Alvarez, a management group and commercial property management leasing company. So we have a wide range of amazing businesses here to learn how to elevate their business with marketing and AI. So let me turn it over to Jack so you can start us up. How you doing today, Jack?
I'm doing great, Matthew. How are you?
Oh, I'm loving life. Glad to see you and glad for you to be here and drop this knowledge of my business on us.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege and it's an honor. And I know that we're going through some hard times in the economy. And I'm hoping that I know that this presentation is going to add a lot of value to those who are listening, especially here in the South Florida context. If you don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Of course.
And I'll get right into it. Yeah, let me go ahead and make this a little bit larger here. Let me see. All right. Is everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Well, thank you so much again, Matthew, for having me and for the whole chamber. It's an honor to be part of this chamber. I want to speak today about something that is, I know, relevant for every single business owner. And that's basically, how do we fish? How do we catch fish? How do we generate leads? And this comes from 20-something years of experience and working with different types of businesses and Fortune 500, Fortune 5,000 companies, startups. So I've had the opportunity to see from my experience and my vantage point as a marketer what different types of businesses are going through, the challenges they're going through. Let me go ahead and put this timer on here. And to really see how businesses, like people, are very complex, and they have their own cultures, they have their own strengths and their own weaknesses. And for those who are interested in seeing some of our case studies, you can actually go to our website, gp.marketing/case-studies, and see some of the projects and clients and people that we've worked with, which really informs my understanding of the challenges and the blessings that businesses provide to the community through product and services, but the challenges they face internally, and also when it comes to marketing and lead generation. So I'm hoping just in these few minutes that, again, what I'm about to share can really cut right to the chase and provide a way of thinking about lead generation that maybe some of our audience has not thought about. Okay. Well, let me first of all start by just considering the national and context of where we are economically, and also South Florida. And marketing is never extracted from the context, right? Because marketing is going to the marketplace and trying to persuade people that you are the best option. Okay. And I'll talk a little bit about the fact that marketing is never a force, because there's some first principles that go along with it. And that's really important if you're going to be a lead generator, or if you think about it from an agricultural perspective, a fisherman, right? And the whole idea behind it is that fish are always hungry. So that makes it a lot easier when you understand the consumer's appetite for new things, new support, new help, new tools, new services, new products, different types of products. They may download a song today and their ear has an appetite for a different type of song tomorrow. So that's really important. But there are national and local realities that affect lead generation and marketing. One of them right now is our national economic climate. It's right now, with interest rates going up high on especially on housing and some of the inflation and things that are happening. That is really, I think, causing businesses, especially if you're in a B2B marketing space, to be more conservative with the way that they're spending money, because they're saving up for the rainy day. So we need to take that into consideration, but it does not mean that they're not spending. People will always buy and sell long as there's humanity on earth. So once you understand that things can slow down, but people will always consume products and services, that means that for you who are in the market to sell your products and services, you got customers out there. They just may not be as eager right now, and things change, right? Seasons change. And I think the uniqueness about the South Florida climate, which most of us know about because we all live here, whether you're in Dade or Broward or West Palm, is that we are a transitional metro. Very few people actually have lived here second to third generation. I mean, you got very few communities that have been here for the last 100 years. Most people are very transient. They're either from New York. I'm from LA, from California. People are from, Chicago. They're from Latin America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean world, Russia, Israel. So again, we are an international metro. So that means that the people, we're like the New West. So people are very transient. They haven't been here for a long time, and that affects lead generation. Why? Because of this one fundamental reason. Very few people have referral sources from a personal relationship perspective. Like if you're from Pittsburgh or you're from Atlanta, even LA, right, where I grew up, you always had an uncle or a cousin or an aunt that knew someone that could get you the product or service that you were looking for. You had that relational referral. Not to say that relational references and associations don't generate leads. They do, but we're so transient, especially since COVID, with all the people that have moved here, that the number one way that people are finding the products and services they need, whether it's a new plumber, it's a trash collector, whether it's a dentist, whether it's a website company, whether it's someone that sells clothing or fashion, a boutique shop, whatever you're doing, dental work, medical work, ultimately you're solving people's problem, whether it's entertainment, whether it's pain in their jaws or mouth, or they're trying to lose weight. We're all in the problem solving business. But the unique aspect of South Florida, the cultural context of it, is that people tend to turn to digital first because they again don't have those deep rooted personal references. And even if you did, maybe you've been here second, third generation African American, maybe you're second generation Haitian, or you're third generation Cuban. Again, these are all new communities from the standpoint of America and what we have experienced in the West Coast, in the Northeast, and even the South. This is truly a new experiment down here in the Metro Miami area, meaning Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami. And those people who've been here a couple of generations, they're even new. So even if you do have personal references, you're very limited by the width and depth of those references. So that creates a very unique, amazing opportunity, unlike any other metro in America. That is, if you are in the digital space, making noise, educating, letting your presence be felt, associating and connecting with other people, you are going to generate quality leads for your business. Your phone is going to be ringing, but you have to be found. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. The second point I want to make is consumer nature and lead stages. It's really important for us who are in lead generation. All of us are. Those who don't realize they are probably struggling more than they need to. Advertising budget, marketing budget should be fixed. In fact, most experts say should be about 20 to 30% of your company's spending. Because if, again, you're going to have a churn rate. That means you're going to lose customers, you're going to lose members, you're going to lose donors, whatever organization. So you always got to be bringing in new people, more so than your loss rate, which is your churn rate. So we need to understand that consumer nature is that people are consumers by nature, meaning we don't need to manipulate people through lead generation strategies or marketing to get them to bite on our product, okay? People are hungry. Consumers are hungry. So once we understand that consumers by nature are hungry, like fish, it really is an issue of when they're pursuing to satisfy that hunger, are you the best meal? Are you the best option? Okay, so once we understand that marketing and lead generation is more of differentiating ourselves as the more quality, as the more trusted, as the more stable, as the more passionate, as the more reliable company, it really does become an issue of going into the marketplace and attracting new leads that are already hungry, but they see you as the best option out of an option of 5 or 50 different people, depending on how saturated your market is. So one thing we don't need to do in lead generation strategies and marketing is lie to people and become something we're not, because people are hungry and they're looking for authentic companies, and they're in different stages. And the second point I want to make there in the lead stage, in lead generation, we need to understand that people are in different lead stages, meaning you got cold leads. These are people that are not interested in your product at all. They're cold, they're frozen, and you're trying to warm them up. And that's why if you're a business, you have to be engaging in ways to turn cold people warm towards whatever it is you do. If you're a church and you're trying to evangelize, if you're a medical center and people are not interested in your medical center because you're the new kid on the block, you have to start turning them warm. And the best way to do that, again, is through podcasting, education, getting out there, knocking on doors, talking to people. So they're hearing your name as the evangelist of the company, and they're hearing your company in different contexts, and even in contexts that they themselves love. Meaning if they're a skateboarder, if they're a rapper, they're into hip hop, and now you're a sponsor of that skateboarding event. You're sponsoring that artist. You're sponsoring that thing that they consider to be important to them. The Compa Festival, the Caribbean Festival, the Latin, Cuban, Argentinian Festival. So that's where sponsorship and lead generation becomes important, because you're turning cold people warm towards you. And of course, you have people that are warm who kind of want what you have. They want to get a massage, they want to get dental surgery, but they're kind of in the middle. These people don't have search intent. They're not on Google typing in, plastic surgeon. They're not typing in therapist. They're warm. They know they have a need, but it's not a crisis point for them yet, where they're actually going to go to Google or Bing or Yahoo and search. So you need to understand that when it comes to search engine advertising, you're always going to do better with hot leads. And you need to be search engine advertising. Your business will die if you're not search engine advertising, because search engines like Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuck, and different, there's these alternative search engines that are important for certain markets. That though, when people search for business on Google business listing or Waze or whatever map app they're using, they have search intent. They're hot leads, and they're looking for a company at that moment that could solve their problems. So consumer nature is that they're hungry. People are hungry for products and services every day, from health to cosmetics to insurance to consulting, everything that you can imagine. That's why, I get I'm fortunate to work holistically with different types of companies and see how their companies are growing, because they're meeting market demand. People have pain and they need help. And so it's important for us to understand this. Thirdly, if we're going to be effective lead generators, we need to know our story, okay? And our story needs to be part of what we're doing. And that's why I wrote Your Story is Critical. And this really ties into the personal approach versus the corporate. Many small businesses, even mid-sized businesses, we work so hard to try to seem corporate, to try to seem mega. And the reality is that most consumers, if they could choose between a large hospital or a small hospital, where it's the same doctors, the same nurses, they know them by name, they know holistically their entire chart, as far as their background and genetic disposition, they're always going to choose the personal over the corporate. So there's an advantage. As you guys know, America is, I believe, 95 to 99% small businesses. There's a reason America's built of scrappy entrepreneurs. And understand, Americans love small businesses. They love scrappy entrepreneurs that know their name, that have a personal touch. If they needed to, they can get to the owner because they have a complaint. So when it comes to lead generation, you need to use your story, the personalness of your story, right? On your website, in your YouTubes, to basically be honest to people as to why you started that company. It is so magnetic in helping you, remember, reach people who already have a hunger. So you're not trying to create the hunger. There's no manipulation. You're just differentiating yourself as the person that is more personal and that is motivated because of your story. Like, I got into marketing and lead generation. I went from being a full-time pastor, working with people, and realizing that the people that I was serving were struggling economically. And I was kind of fascinated by web designs in 2007 when I was at Fuller Seminary in Pasadena. And so I took my web fascination and my love for people and community, and I realized I could have a bigger impact if I help people think about how to grow their business that they engage in 40 to 60 hours a week versus seeing them for 2 hours on Sunday. And that's my story. And it comes out of pain, comes out of my own struggle, being incarcerated. I'm a felon with 2 felonies. And apart from pastoring and working for nonprofits, no one would hire me. So I had to start my own businesses to make money apart from ministry, which was not paying me a lot of money, which then I realized that I could really help people think about their entrepreneurial passion and how can they build a business, including felons like me who could start an LLC and really have a personal touch to landscaping, to contracting, to plumbing, and actually go into the marketplace and generate the kind of leads and customers they needed. So your story, if you go to our website, you'll see in our about page, I have my testimony is there. My 700 Club did an expose on me. It's very personal. Why? Because that's what made Apple powerful. That's what makes Tesla powerful. It's the personalness of Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. And even though they're big, they have a personal presentation of their key evangelists. So it's really important to understand in lead gen the psychology of people, which is ultimately the fish that you're trying to get to. And when these people come to your website, when they go to your YouTube, they have judgments about you based on the fact that you don't have anything there. So you're not passionate. You're not kicking and screaming and prophesying about the problems that you're trying to solve. So they make judgments on the lack of content and data and pictures and quotes, and the fact that there's no personalness there. Remember, they're already hungry. I want to go back to point 2, which is a first principle. You're not manipulating people to find you. They're looking. The question is, when they find you, do they see a personal, passionate, authentic, reliable person? Even if you have bad reviews, do you respond to those reviews? And do you give a reasonable explanation? Do you try to solve the problem? These consumers are sophisticated enough where they're looking at all these things. Fourthly, if you want to start generating leads, you got to think about the short game, okay? Which is, if you like, I can start a company today and start generating leads in 2 weeks, okay? And that's the short game. Like, how do we get your phone ringing, people filling out forms immediately? The short game is you need to have an ad-focused website, whether it's a WordPress or even getting a Wix or Weebly, which I don't recommend because those are closed systems. You can't scale them with open source plugins and do different things with, but that's another discussion. But a short game is you need to add folks' website, which is it's professional and it's personal. It's really important for you to have those 2 P's, professional and personal. And then you need to be in as many business listings as possible. And Google Business, Yahoo Business, Bing Business, all of them. And you need to have a social media presence. But I said ad focus because if you want to start generating leads, the best way to do that is to start running ads. Social media is mainly for warm leads. You're interrupting people who are not on Instagram looking for you, but you're hitting them with a great product, price, and an offering. And then search engine like Google and Yahoo is for people that are hot, that are searching. When they type in florist, dentist, therapist, they need to find you. And you can target this based on zip codes and other certain keywords. The short game will get you leads immediately. You're going to be spending money to get those, but you have to do the ROI. Is spending $100 to get a quality lead worth it when you're going to make $1,000 on them over the year or a one-time payment or whatever? Advertising can be ROI driven. You can know exactly how much you're spending and to make. The long game is you need to have great associations like this chamber, other chambers, endorsements from key influencers in your demographic you're trying to reach. You need to start putting up content that's personal, well as a professional. Podcasting is great. It's cheap now. SEO is what we call search engine optimization. You need to have content on your site that helps you show up. Okay. If you're in Coral Gables, it needs to be Coral Gables Plumbing, the best Coral Gables plumbing company. And then you write content on that. And then of course, partnerships and affiliates. That's the long game. That's where you have relational partners, other companies. There's no conflict of interest. They can refer people to you. But this is really, again, my experience to the short game and the long game of generating leads. But the short game advice I'm giving there will help you immediately to start generating. If you don't pay, you're not going to play. that's it. If you guys have any questions, I'm eager to hear you out and answer any questions you have. Thank you.
That was excellent, Jack. Thank you very much for breaking that down and really giving some uh, hands-on, immediate things they can do right now in terms of securing leads and also thinking about that long game. A lot of people don't realize how important the business owner and the person that's involved in it and their story is in creating that connection with a customer. So thank you very much for breaking that down for us. So for those that are in the chat, make sure if you have questions, we have a Q&A box. Put your questions into the Q&A box. If you've already put it into the chat, go ahead, search, copy and paste, put it into the Q&A. And then after our second presenter, we'll be taking questions. So this is your time to get expert advice on the questions that you have right now. So take full advantage of this presentation and Jack. And with that, I'm going to bring up Patrick to really break down how to use AI to implement what Jack has discussed. So we are looking forward to that. And then we'll have a round where everyone can close out with their last comments. So thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you, Matthew, and thank you, Jack, for this great initial presentation here on digital marketing. And I'm going to get into my presentation as well.
Excellent. So while you pull that up, Patrick, for those that are putting questions in the chat, tell you out, move it to the Q&A so we can have a quicker time of making sure we answer all of your questions. All right, Patrick, you got the floor.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Matthew. And again, I would like to give a prop to the chamber as well. I've been a member of a number of chambers, easily 5 to 10 over the last 12 years. Balamiko has been in business, and the Miami-Dade Chamber is hands on the best chamber. Shameless plug, thank you. And so I am the CEO and founder of Balamiko, and we have been in business since 2011, and we do digital marketing that works. And one of the things that sets us apart is that I love technology, so we're always on top of the latest technology. And the latest talked about technology is artificial intelligence, AI, and that's what I'm going to talk about today, how to use AI to market your business in 2023 and beyond. So in this presentation, we're going to cover what is AI in marketing, benefits, some key marketing technologies, considerations, the future of in marketing, tips for getting started. And we're going to take a dive into the famed ChatGPT. Also going to share some additional resources and how to work with Balamiko. So artificial intelligence, right? Is a quote from the CEO of Google that artificial intelligence will have a powerful, profound impact on humanity than fire, electricity, and the internet. And that is real as it gets. So a lot of stuff that we see in the sci-fi movies, they are about to become reality shortly. And it's one of those things where I always share that AI, you don't be scared of AI, it's really a reflection of what society is. And when I get into ChatGPT, I'll share a bit more about that. So, okay, what is AI or artificial intelligence? It's really the simulation of human intelligence in machines and enable them to think, learn, and perform tasks typically require human intelligence, right? So it's really, as the machines are a reflection of us, and we give them the information to perform tasks that to make our life easier, more efficient. And we're going to talk about, again, AI in marketing and some of the ways that businesses and business owners can leverage it to gain insights, automate processes, and to really run more efficiently, and also a higher return on your investment. So that's what we're going to dive into here. Benefits of AI marketing is increase efficiency, as I mentioned earlier, right? So with marketing automation, we can use tools that can help increase our workflow and have us work more efficiently. Better targeting, and in our previous presentation, right, we did the discussion about lead generation, and AI can really help use for better targeting in those campaigns, right? And once you have better targeting, you get higher conversion rates and also some reduced costs by using AI. It helps you reduce some marketing costs and limited waste. So that's where one of the ways that technology can do certain things better than just the human experience. The technology can get the data, AI can have that help reduce costs from that standpoint. And these are some key marketing technologies. Some of us might be familiar with them, like chatbots. So typically when you go to a website and you see a little chat feature down there on the right-hand side, typically on the left-hand side, it's not someone actually answering you 99.9% of the time. It's really chatbots. So that's where the most identifiable use of AI that person see. And it's useful because you just program it with FAQs when we ask questions, and persons asking those questions get a response right away. And also there's predictive analytics, right? Again, just really using data to determine customer behavior. And content creation, a little bit more about that, but that's one of the things that you use tools like ChatGPT to do, to really generate content like blog posts and social media caption, and also personalization. So with all the data that's being collected by AI, right, you can have more, when you use AI, you can have a more personalized message directly to each of your customers. And again, these chatbots, they are, the chatbots that makes the life easier for you, the business owner, is that it can be available 24/7, rather than having a live person. Sometimes live persons are crucial for certain tasks, and when you're comparing using chatbots versus live chat, it's really about the implementation. What are really your goals? So predictive analytics, again, the more data you have, you can use it to increase sales, target high volume customers, improve your ROI, your marketing spend, ROI, and enhance your decision making, right? And AI for content creation. Right now, we can use AI, again, we're gonna get to ChatGPT, to generate posts, to generate images, right? And it really allows marketers' life to be a little bit easier, because if you ask AI to do it, all you have to do is optimize that information for your campaigns. And AI for personalization, again, it can be more tailored. You can give personal product recommendation, you can customize the message, and just keep optimizing for your customer, right? For that particular customer, where they feel that, hey, I'm really engaged with this company and this company understands me, and you use AI to do that. Some considerations for AI marketing. These are some business survey that was made. These are some of the things that individuals, persons like you and me are concerned about: data privacy, explainability, meaning that where is that information coming from? Is it accurate? Right? That's some of the things that persons tend to be concerned about. And the bias, so many of you have heard of using AI, especially for facial recognition, that sometimes it's very tricky to identify different non-white races in this stuff. So the bias can be there as well as AI. And integration, how much is going to cost you, how much is it going to cost me to integrate all of this AI into my business and my marketing tool. So these are the different percentages of how what are the consideration for AI marketing. These are just an example of where AI is headed and some of the things that in the future of AI marketing will become more apparent and more talked about. That's kind of the predictions as we start to use AI a bit more. So in 2022, right, we started to learn more about like ChatGPT that started becoming a thing and learning AI, machine, and technologies. In 2023, right, we started to talk more about AI for chatbots, and in 2024, the prediction is that we're going to be talking more about the focus will be more on generative AI, and which enables automated content creation at scale, which is really ChatGPT pushing out content and other AI like ChatGPT. And in 2025, we will talking about we'll be talking about the computer vision, right, and using AI from a video perspective, right? And in 2026, and all these are predictions. And by 2027, we'll be again. What happened? We're starting a conversation now, but when it comes to technology, the law enforcement, government regulations tend to be more reactionary. So by 2027, this, I guess, AI experiment will be so prevalent that we definitely need to put in laws to regulate some of what AI can allow us to do. And tips for getting started with AI. You don't want to be too overwhelmed. So these are just some tips. You want to start with your existing assets, right? Your website, your email list, the social media, and you want to focus on a specific goal. You definitely want to experiment with chatbots since they are since they tend to be they can be very cost effective to use. And if you're not sure, you can always reach out to outsource to companies like myself, like Balambico, to help you kind of figure out how to get started leveraging AI for your marketing. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna take a dive into ChatGPT, and I know many of you probably shouldn't just to see this part of it. So this is I call it the fun part. But I'm just gonna show you how to get started with ChatGPT and go over some use cases that you want to pay attention to that you can use in your business. So the first use case is this. I'm going to do this right here. So with ChatGPT, to get started ChatGPT is fairly straightforward. You just type in ChatGPT in Google, and this comes up. You click on it, and I already have an account. So there's two versions of ChatGPT: the free version, which is 3.5, and the paid version, which is just about $20 a month. So you can do more in-depth analysis. The free version, if you just get started, is just as capable to give you results that you can use. So here's a scenario, and with ChatGPT, if you see me here, one of the key takeaways that can be very specific, right? So it's an example of a law firm that wants to generate a blog article. So you want to give ChatGPT scenario-based stuff, so it can give you as close as possible the results that you're looking for. So you could tell ChatGPT, you are a professional legal blog writer, focus on providing information, right, content, not legal advice to prospective clients. And you're asking it to write a blog post talking about DUIs, the definition and relevant information that people would need to know. So you take this here, you get to your ChatGPT, here, you get to your ChatGPT, you get to this thing, and you again, you have the new chat. This is the chat I already did. You stick it in there, you hit this, and it just starts generating the content for you, right? So you try to understand the UIs, what you need to know, and in less than 30 seconds right here, ChatGPT is giving you a complete article. Now, with that said, obviously, if you're an attorney, you would know, you would want to go through this thing and review it, make sure the content sounds like they're about, and just kind of edit it, right, to a certain extent to work for your business. So each of us know our business the best, right? So obviously, if you're an attorney, you want to put that scenario in there. you put a scenario that's relevant to your business. However, as you can see here, this is, just coming through it. You say, hey, consequences of the DUI, criminal charges, driver's license suspension, ignition interlock, right? Increased insurance costs, legal fees. And even if we are not, that's kind of resonates, right? And that would be a decent article that ChatGPT just generated in less than 30 seconds. And then let's look at another scenario where, let's see here. So another scenario would be using it to generate a marketing plan and a business plan. And I know that many of us here, you may be trying to get into certain programs, trying to get a loan for something, or just trying to optimize your marketing, and you're saying, this is not my background, right? It's a lot of quote unquote work, right? So if you had a business like this, like Mom's Fighting Purpose, it's actually my cousin's business, and like I still didn't have permission to share to use it as an example, but I think she'll be okay with me using her as an example. So you're saying you're a seasoned marketing professional. You're telling ChatGPT, again, being specific. You are a seasoned marketing professional putting together a marketing plan for a coaching business that targets mom. The coaching is based around mom finding purpose, right? So we're going to take this and we're going to get to our ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, roll, right? And it's going to start spin up content. So it gives you a nice executive summary, and you say target audience, gives you a target audience, more than age 25, right? Unique, the unique selling proposition, marketing strategies. So you need to focus on branding, focus on content marketing, email marketing, social media marketing, influencer partnership, right? Sales consultation. And in less than a minute, you have a marketing plan for a business like this. And again, in my cousin's case, we have to get on the phone with the wonders of this. But in every business case, when you go in there and you say, okay, this makes sense, that makes sense, right? And you have this marketing plan that you can get excited about and start going to implement, right? So this is like really two scenarios. Another scenario I have here. So again, what I want you to take away from this is the scenarios. You want to be specific for your particular business. Another scenario that I have here, I'm going to share the last one is, let's say you're a company that's called Fenton Furniture. You tell ChatGPT you want a sales script. You're a professional sales manager for a wholesale furniture company so-called Fenton Furniture. Write a cold sales script for reaching out to architects who may use your service, right? So you get the ChatGPT, say, ChatGPT, this is my scenario, let's roll. And ChatGPT starting to generate stuff that, so here's some role play, that give you some sales role play here. Hi, this is I speaking, so you say, hi, my name is Patrick. From Fenton Furniture. I'm speaking with John. Yes, you're speaking with John. And just kind of gives you, right, some of the things that you want to be doing in that sales script, right? So again, all of us are business owners, we sell our products and services. But this is really, I know this is really opening some eyes and saying, wow, right? So it can even give you a full script on what to expect them to say, right? And what you can focus on. It tells you to engage with their interests, highlight key benefits, build credibility, ask open-ended questions. And I know if any one of you has done sales training, this should resonate with you as well. And if you haven't, you want to start using ChatGPT, to do these scenarios, right? So that's it for ChatGPT here. And what I want to share again is to be very specific for your particular business. Be specific. Now, these are some additional AI resources that there's many of them, but these are some that could be really relevant to everyone here. We spoke at ChatGPT and Beautiful.ai. So ChatGPT is free. Beautiful.ai is another interesting one that I came across that allows you to create a presentation on the fly. So guess what? This presentation I just shared was actually created beautiful.ai. Again, I went in and optimized it for my purposes as an expert in the area. But I was like, okay, to create a slide will take me too long. Let me use beautiful.ai. So all the images and all of the content you see here was generated by beautiful.ai, right? Which is again, which is an AI technology. Another interesting one. So beautiful.ai is a paid solution. They do have a free trial. That is free and paid. Midjourney is another very interesting one that allows you to generate images. Stable diffusion, it allows you to generate images. However, it's a little bit more involved, right? And this is a link I also put in the chat if you really want to get more involved with ChatGPT. And these images right here, look at this. These were generated using Midjourney. Yes, this is not someone that did this thing. And I guess that's the scary part about, I guess, that the pictures, photographers might think, hey, these guys might put me out of business. But, I'm supposed to embrace this technology. So I always say, roll with the punches, improve your skills. But these are some of the things that all of these images was generated by this AI called Midjourney. Right, even this, realistic, this was generated by AI. All right, so again, if you want to work with me here, work with Balambico, my company, this is an example of the services that we provide right here, and just some of our marketing packages. This is my contact telephone number. This is a summer special that's going to be ending at the end of December, September. But again, if you're interested in any of these services, feel free to reach out to me as well. And I think I'm right on time with my 20 minutes, so I'm ready for some questions. I'll also put my my contact information in the chat. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Pat. Before you stop and stop sharing your screen, I would love for you to go back to that ChatGPT plugin, because one of the biggest powers of ChatGPT is not only just giving you a basis for how to either write a business plan or write a script. But go back to the prompts you had, and the other prompt was, I think it was the first one was about a blog post, but you can take it even further. So if you go back to the ChatGPT, go back to that ChatGPT section or tab.
This right here, okay.
And then the I guess the chat that we just did.
Yeah, you're talking about it's after the chat. So which one? This one here?
This part right here, yeah. So what you could do, and this is the real power of ChatGPT, is while it just gave you a basic, is to refine it. Like for example,
right.
Could you type into the prompt? Could you write a social media post announcing the blog post above? And now you got a social media post. You could write into the prompt. Could you write an email announcing this new blog post? And it will come on. I think you can actually put it right there in that chat GPT. Just reference the blog post. I think it should.
So yeah, I'm gonna regenerate real quick because it's all the way up here.
Yeah.
Let me see. So yeah, you're right. So you can say, write you say write social media.
Oh, and so then you can start to refine it even more. So it can create a complete package. Like for example, the business plan. While you see it says email marketing, you can say, could you expand upon email marketing using sending emails every once a week, and it will break down what you can send. So that's what's so amazing about it, is that you can use it in so many ways. It gives you hashtag ideas.
Right.
And then you can take that and you can leverage that and really build out a marketing plan for this just one blog post. Same thing with your script. You can write a script. You got the basic script. You can expand upon certain points. So that's the power of it. So this is why you want to make sure you try and use it in different ways to help to build out almost every step. And the more specific you get, the better it will help you to produce content that is relevant to your current needs. So with that, I see we have quite a few questions in the Q&A box. I want to bring back Jack, and we will get to Starry C. Got an email campaign that he's doing right now.
Perfect.
And there you go. That's the power of Chat GPT and this marketing. So we're gonna bring back Jack, and we are going to do a quick Q&A. So let's see. Oh, we got quite a few questions up in here. All right. So first, Gasoline says, how do I start my podcast for my business, and what are the best apps to start equipment to use? I guess that's for you, Jack.
Sure. I'm going to put a link here. The best app that I know that can get you, let me type answer here, is StreamYard. Okay. And basically, if you go to the website, you'll see the StreamYard's amazing. It's for virtual podcasting. That way you can get guests and don't have that are all across the nation, the world, to join you, because a good podcast is going to be about you having conversations with real people that have expertise, that have amazing stories of pain and triumph. And StreamYard, it's not that expensive. And what's amazing about it, it can go live on all of your platforms all at once: Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and the guests can make it go live also. And it will record everything. And you can also do all what we call the, you can get all your B-rolls set up and your get your production feel with all the names and everything set up so that it looks like a professional podcast.
Excellent. All right. Next, we have a question, I think for you, Patrick. What about plagiarism using Chat GPT? Do you suggest using word for word, or is it essential to make edits?
Yeah, so I always recommend making some edits, but what ChatGPT is using is not plagiarizing. So you might say that looking at AI is a direct reflection of us as a society. So it's taking information. Everything in ChatGPT is pre-2023. So I think it's 2021. 2021 and before. So a whole bunch of information that's in there, it's aggregating that information and creating its own. However, as the expert, you still want to go in there and not necessarily use it full data. You want to make some tweaks to it, but you can use at least 80% of it. So I wouldn't worry too much about plagiarism with ChatGPT. It's just that the content, you want to still own the content, make it your own.
Excellent. All right. So another question we have, and this is from Catalina regarding the short game. Could you please explain more about what you mean by ad-focused website?
Sure. So an ad-focused website would be a website that also is like the whole like the way it's designed. It has great copies. It's simple. It's always thinking about the sale, right? The consumer, the prospect. So it's so some of the rules of persuasion are there. Reviews on one row. Right below that, maybe a video that explains your product. The next row would be actual case studies. Another one maybe would be prices. Another row would be links to other videos that people can get some of their FAQs, frequently asked questions, answered, so that they can make a decision at that moment without having to call a sales rep or call you. And they can set whatever your conversion is, setting up an appointment with you, buying something right there, requesting a quote. You want to be able to persuade them right there. And it's a website that also has landing pages that are focused purely on the product that you are advertising. And so they're not landing on a page that also has other services that you provide. Because when someone's looking for a taco truck, the best taco truck in Miami, they don't want to land on a page that also has stuff about sushi. Like you talk about kill the prospect, let them come to a website that has products and services that are not relevant. We got to get out of the one-stop shop, the liquor store that sells t-shirts, beer, and lottery tickets and shoes. Like that's not going to work for the average purchasing power consumer who has a million things on their brain. And whatever they're looking for, that's exactly what they want to find on that website. So that would be an ad-driven website versus just something where there's no thought given behind it.
And a follow-up question to that from Chantrell Smith is, should the ad focused website be separate from your existing website?
No, I would first of all, there is a strategy where we what I advise my clients is, if they're a company that's broad, and let's say like they're a retail company, but they sell shoes, hats, and everything, but the shoe market is very aggressive in South Florida. Hey, let's get 5 other domains focused on the different shoes you sell, right? Nikes, Pumas, Yeezys, whatever. And basically, let's build domains, miaminike.com, Coral Springs, shoes.com. So you're never limited when it comes to the internet, right? Because domains and specifics matter, but your main site can become a tree with many branches. And a good web developer that's also advertising, they understand advertising, is going to be able to take your current website and make it many different things. And you can actually have different domains on just one site. There's a way to do that, where one site can have miamishoes.com, browardshoes.com, and they all go to different parts, but you're only logging into one space.
Excellent. And Patrick, in talking about building copy for websites and things of that nature, I know AI can be used for that. But one of the challenges people have is making sure that the AI sounds like them. So one of our questions that was asked was, how do we train AI to sound more like us?
Yeah, so so 2 things, right? So I'm not sure if, I think that question came from Kathleen, and I'm not sure if she was speaking about that specific scenario, or to have an AI actually talk like you. And there's actually a resource like that. I shared the link, I put it in the main chat, right? A resource where you can, so also Jack, someone, she asked to say, I answered in the wrong place. When you share they wanted to share your, what we're looking for, wanted to share your contact information, right? But I'm going to answer both questions, Matthew. So there's actually an AI that you can train to have your voice and interact with people. And that resource right there is called alpha.tweets.ai. Right? That's actually literally something like you. It's kind of scary, but and you can give it your profile, you give it information about you, and it can interact like it's you. And to get your voice, your marketing voice, as I said, you kind of like what we were doing earlier, right? You're telling it you want to be special. Your business, instead of a business, but you tend to say what your business is about, your why. So the more information you give it, then it's like so you're saying, for example, if I'm trying to do it with Balambico, I say generate whatever for Balambico. Balambico is this kind of company. So then when I start telling it, okay, to generate content based on our ethics, our digital marketing networks philosophy, it'll pull some information relevant to that, and then I agree to it and agree to post on our site. That's training it to have your business voice. You give it your mission statement. You say, okay, Balambico mission statement is this, right? Write a blog article for Balambico. Balambico, based on our mission statement and our values, right? Create content based on that. So the more specific you are, you can train it to give you content in your voice, in your business stuff. But additional to actually your own voice, that link I shared, it's very, very interesting. And she said, I wanted to talk like me for posting captions, emails, SMS, text messaging. So you were right. So it's more the latter to what I was talking about. So you need to train it saying, this is my value. I think you're in your business or whatever business you're in. So this, for a business like mine, this is our mission statement. This is our value. Write a blog based on this, right? So the more you can train it, the more you tell it, the more specific you are, the more it'll give you what you're looking for. Hope that answers your questions.
Yeah, and then one great function of the premium version of ChatGPT is that you can put your information about you and your business, and every new chat will provide you with information based upon what you say. You want it to be wise, you want it to be this, you want it to be that. You can actually train it. So yeah, it's a great, great tool. All right. So as we wrap up, any last words? We'll start off with you, Jack. Make sure you definitely let people know there's a lot of people in the chat asking for your contact information, your business. So if you can say that and also drop it into the chat again, that would be great. And after Jack, Patrick, you can take the floor.
Sure. Let me put my website there, and I'll put my personal calendar so that you can book with me here too. Okay, and this is my calendar. Yes, I mean, people are asking some great questions, very thoughtful business leaders here. Thank you, Patrick, for your presentation. Thank everyone for this opportunity. All I would say is, I don't know what season you are in your business right now, whether you're on a down or you're in a high or mid. I just want to encourage everyone, don't give up on your dreams, and what you're doing. To make money doing what we love is ultimately what the founders meant when they said the pursuit of happiness. When you look up the Webster's dictionary in the 1600s, or whatever the dictionaries were at that point, or 1700s, I do know that the way they define happiness, and not to give endorsement to everything that those people did, it was the ability for someone to pursue a vocation, a career that they that they wanted to, and that was like the ultimate idea of happiness, is to work, make money doing the things that you love. Because again, most of society was a caste system, right? You did whatever your dad did and whatever you were placed into by society to do. So growing our businesses is hard work. It's tough work. All of you guys have grit, and you guys should all be honored because you're here because you really want to grow. All I would say is don't give up. Tweak, modify, watch as many podcasts as you can on YouTube from billionaires, millionaires, people like different cultural perspectives, Black, white, Asian, Jewish, Caribbean, African. Learn as much as possible, but most of all, understand the internet, understand how important the digital space is, AI use, as Patrick presented, and at some point, as you start getting capital, get people on your team. Don't try to be the master of everything, and you can't be. Get people on your team, whether you hire them or you subcontract them or whatever, you outsource, that are on the journey with you for the long run. Treat them well and grow your business. Hopefully you're building a legacy business. But all I would say is don't give up, just get smarter. The axe is dull, more work is needed, Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. But if the axe is sharpened, less work. Sharpen the axe, and use the pain times and the down times as moments where you could just really learn and recalibrate and refine, but just don't give up on your dreams. All right, that's all I have to say. Thank you, guys.
Excellent.
All right, thank you, Jack. And I'll try to be short and sweet to give. I know we have business owners here to give you some more of your time back. But the biggest takeaway I want you all to get from my presentation is that embrace technology. Don't be scared of it. Right. And as I said, I'll repeat it again, AI is a reflection of us and society, right? So if you have any issues with AI, it's really, you probably have an issue with things that are going for our society. It's not perfect, but instead of shying away from it, you want to embrace it. And the more you use it, so as you probably can tell from my presentation, that Matthew is a heavy user of ChatGPT, right? And the more you use it, right, the more insight that you get. And think of it as your friend. You used to say Google is your friend, ChatGPT is your friend. You probably have to pay ChatGPT to get a better friendship, but it's still your friend, right? So really embrace technology, leverage it to make your business more efficient, right? And if you have questions about what's happening, go ahead and reach out to experts like myself and Jack. And I'm going to share my information here in the chat as well. And I hope this presentation was worth your time. And always, I think that you might give a survey at the end of this, give some feedback of what what you really took away from this presentation. But I said that in this presentation, we take a dive into ChatGPT. You're going to take a deep dive now to really leverage it. And the other AI resources, not just ChatGPT, Midjourney, really full of AI. And the other one I said that, that some of people heard about for the first time, like actually sound like you. Little scary, but very interesting. I love technology. And thank you very much for your time.
So I want to thank you, Patrick and Jack, for being members of the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, coming in, taking time out of your day to speak to our small business community. We need you. We appreciate the work that you put in, and we thank you for really sharing the dropping jewels. Like I'm taking that away, Jack. We're gonna sharpen that axe and we're gonna cut down that tree very quickly. And Patrick telling us to make sure we embrace the technology. It's actually one of the pillars when we do our technical assistance services. One of the pillars that we assess is your ability to use technology to be a lot more efficient and effective in what you do. So a lot of the information you heard today, we take that during our one-on-one sessions and take it to another level. So if you are here, make sure you click the chat. There's a link to schedule a call. If you want to implement this information, identify what you need to take from today's presentation and how to best put it in your business to generate revenue in the short term and set yourself up for the long term. That's what we do with our small business technical assistance program. We take information and help you apply it to your business. One of our programs with the SBA is sunsetting coming November 30th. So you want to schedule your appointments as soon as possible. I'm already booked up to October, mid-October. So make sure you click right now to get on our schedule so you can take full advantage. And at least we can get in 2 or 3 meetings before November. So make sure you click or go to our website, www.m-dcc.org/technical assistance. And you can also go to our website to register for upcoming events that we have and also see our webinar recordings. This will be posted to our website and to YouTube. And one of the most powerful things we do every single Tuesday at 4 o'clock is our small business meetup. And this is where people like Jack, Patrick, quite a few businesses, we got between 40 to 60 businesses, come on every Tuesday to share resources, share information. We talk about what's the best technology you've used as a business owner. And we have literally 10 to 20 businesses telling and saying, hey, I use Google Drive to do this. I use Google Calendar to do this. I use Asana and Trello, and should tell you exactly how to use it in their business. So you can be a part of that conversation, and it's completely free and open to you. All these services I'm telling you are completely free and open to you. As a part of our technical assistance program, we have quite a few partners. And one of those partners is the Miami Foundation. And the Miami Foundation has $20 million that they've been putting out on the streets for small businesses. And this past year, they did a grant program, and now they have a 3% loan up to $100,000 that you can use to pay off old expenses, equipment that you've gotten, to buy more assets, to be able to scale your business. And we have a workshop coming Friday, tomorrow, virtual, and also in person to help prepare you to take full advantage of this. And this is important because even if you're not ready now to access capital, being a part of this, making sure you have the documentation, going through the process, getting the help, like if and when you need it. If you get a big contract and you need to hire people or you need new equipment, you want to be able to access this capital as soon as possible. So I strongly encourage you to scan and register for this as soon as possible. And also during our one-on-one technical assistance, we help you to get your business back in together so that you're ready to access capital if and when you need it. As a Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce, we're really big on connecting, whether it be here on Zoom, through our webinars, through our meetup, and also in person. So at least every month we have an in-person event. We have a breakfast, and then we also have an evening event. And this evening event will be September 28th down south at the Bashara Cigar Lounge. So definitely join us and come in and register for that. You can see that in our upcoming page. And I am one of many here at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. My name is Matthew Pye, Director of Small Business Membership Services. However, Gina Ortella is our Small Business Navigator Program Manager. She is in the back end, making sure that all this comes together in this workshop. So let's make sure we give a shout out to Gina Ortella and help them set up this workshop. And I'm here on behalf of our president, Eric Knowles, and many others are here at the Miami-Dade Chamber of Commerce. So if you want to connect with us, our information is here for you. So reach out to us, be a part of our Business Navigator program. And I want to thank you for joining us and taking full advantage of this resource. We do this for you, and we appreciate that you're taking advantage of these resources. So with that, I want to say, take care, everyone. We look forward to seeing you during our one-on-one calls. Gina popped up and say hello. So thank you, everyone. Y'all take care. Have a good day. Thanks, Patrick and Jack.